What if I told you that the greatest football player of all time wasn't the loudest, wasn't the biggest, wasn't the most physically intimidating? And for most of his childhood, people doubted he would even make it professionally. Lionel Messi was a shy, undersized boy from Rosario, Argentina, who suffered from a growth hormone deficiency. Many people looked at him and saw limitations, but Messi looked at himself and saw possibility. Today, he has won multiple Ballon d'Or awards, a World Cup, countless trophies, and has inspired millions across the globe. So what happened? How did the quiet kid become arguably the greatest football player who has ever lived? The answer isn't just talent. It's psychology. Because Lionel Messi possesses one of the most fascinating mental profiles in sports history. And understanding his mindset may teach us something important about greatness itself. Hello, this is licensed professional counselor Robert Bryan, and welcome to Faith Meets Psychology. The first part I want to talk about with Lionel Messi is the power of quiet confidence. When people think of elite athletes, they often think of fiery speeches, intense personalities, and alpha leadership. Messi is almost the complete opposite. He's introverted, reserved, soft-spoken. Yet somehow, everyone around him follows him. Why? Because confidence doesn't always have to be loud. Psychologists call this quiet confidence. It is the ability to deeply trust yourself without needing constant validation from others. Messi rarely celebrates himself, rarely engages in trash talk, rarely tries to prove people wrong publicly. He simply lets his actions speak for themselves. And that kind of confidence is incredibly powerful because it isn't dependent on external approval. It comes from within. There are many people who appear confident on the exterior, but they crumble under criticism. Messi, on the other hand, spent years being criticized. Too small, too quiet, couldn't win with Argentina, couldn't lead, couldn't win a World Cup, and yet he kept going. That is internal confidence, and it's one of the greatest predictors of long-term success. Next, let's talk about the psychology of flow state. Watching Messi play almost feels supernatural. It's as if time slows down, as if he sees passing lanes that no one else can see. How does he do that? One answer may be something psychologists call flow state. Flow is a mental state where a person becomes completely immersed in what they are doing. The outside world fades away. Thinking decreases and instinct takes over. Athletes often describe it as being in the zone. And few athletes in history appear to enter this state more consistently than Messi. Notice something about him during games. He often walks, he scans, he appears disconnected. Then suddenly, in a split second, he explodes. Later, Messi himself admitted that he spends much of the game observing, studying, collecting information. He's mentally processing patterns, almost like a chess grandmaster. Then, when the moment arrives, he acts instantly. No hesitation. This is a fascinating combination of conscious observation and unconscious execution. His mind becomes so immersed in the game that his decisions appear automatic. And this is important for all of us. Peak performance doesn't happen when we overthink. It often happens when preparation meets complete presence. Next, let's talk about how Messi turns adversity into fuel. One of the most defining moments of Messi's life happened as a child. He was diagnosed with a growth hormone deficiency. His family struggled financially. Treatment was expensive. There was uncertainty about his future. Many children could have developed feelings of hopelessness, inadequacy, but adversity can shape people in two very different ways. It can either break them or it can make them stronger. Psychologists call this post-traumatic growth. The idea that hardship can create resilience, gratitude, and determination. Because Messi spent much of his life being underestimated. He developed an incredible work ethic and mental toughness because of it. He learned early that nothing would simply be handed to him. Sometimes our greatest struggles become the very thing that develops our greatest strengths. The pain becomes the training ground. And Messi's story is a powerful example of that. Next, let's discuss how Messi utilizes emotional control under pressure. One of the most remarkable things about Messi is how calm he often appears. Think about the amount of pressure that he has faced. Entire nations depending on him. Billions watching. Constant comparisons. Endless expectations. Yet, he usually looks composed. Why? Because elite performers understand emotional regulation. They feel pressure, but they don't allow pressure to control them. Many athletes become overwhelmed by expectations. You see it all the time. They begin thinking, what if I fail? Or what if I disappoint everyone? Or how can I overcome this? But Messi appears incredibly present, focused on the next pass, the next movement, the next opportunity. Psychologists often talk about controlling what is within your influence, controlling the controllables, control what you can control. You cannot control critics. You cannot control expectations. You cannot control public opinion. But you can control your preparation, your effort, your response. Messi seems to embody this principle, especially during his later years with Argentina. After years of heartbreaking losses, he eventually won the Copa America, then finally the World Cup. Sometimes perseverance is simply staying in the fight long enough for your moment to arrive. Next, let's talk about Messi's intrinsic motivation. Here's another fascinating thing about Messi. Even after winning everything, he kept playing, kept training, kept improving. Why? Because the truly great ones are often driven by something deeper than fame or money. Psychologists call this intrinsic motivation. Doing something because you genuinely love it, because it gives you meaning, because it brings joy. When you watch Messi play, there are moments where he still looks like that little boy in Rosario, playing because he loves football. And that kind of motivation is incredibly sustainable. External rewards eventually lose their power. Money becomes normalized. Trophies become expected. Fame becomes exhausting. But love for the craft, that is long-lasting. And perhaps that's one reason Messi has remained elite for so long. He never lost his love for the game. So, what can we learn from Lionel Messi? First, you don't have to be loud to be great. Quiet confidence can be incredibly powerful. Second, your weaknesses do not define your future. The very things people criticize you about today may become part of your greatest story tomorrow. Third, focus on mastery, on preparation, on being present, because peak performance often comes when we stop overthinking. And finally, love the process, because passion will carry you farther than external rewards ever will. Lionel Messi's story is not simply about football. It's a story about resilience, humility, patience, perseverance, and becoming the person you were meant to be, despite every reason to give up. Maybe that's why millions admire him, because deep down, we all see a little bit of ourselves in the shy kid who was told that he was too small. And we hope that maybe our own limitations don't have to define our futures either. If you enjoyed this psychological breakdown, please like and subscribe. And remember, greatness is often much quieter than we think. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.